Hey everybody, it's Shawn Michael with Geek.0, and I am joined by my friend and compatriot and all-around awesome friend Andrew from Flick Freaks.
Oh hoy.
And we are doing something super exciting to me today. I did not think I was going to be able to get my hands on a Nintendo Switch. Unfortunately, pre-orders closed through every venue that I could get my fingers to on the internet before I could get one. But Best Buy in my town actually got a whole bunch of them that they didn't expect to get. So I picked up a Switch and we're going to do an unboxing. So we're going to start with the Pro Controller. This is Nintendo's, they call it a Pro Controller in contrast to like Microsoft Xbox 360's Elite Controller. I don't see much Pro about it. It looks like a fairly standardized controller. Not to say it's not a good one. I just haven't seen any features to, identify this as sort of like a elite or upper tier controller. But we're going to take a look. Very excited about this. So we have one standard USB to USB Type-C. I love that cable, and one Pro Controller. I did not notice until I picked up the box today in any of the pre-review materials or things that I'd seen on the controller before that it has this opaque or transparent plastic to it, so you can kind of almost see the circuit board inside, but not quite. So it's got a bit of a shine back here. The triggers are nice. They have a nice click to them. There's a nice audible click to the buttons. The sticks feel very nice. It's overall a nice feeling controller. It's got a good grip. It's good distance. I have not, you guys will have to bear with me, gone through all the features of it yet. I do know there's a screenshot button and a home button. And then your standard buttons, I do not know what the plus and minus are for yet. We will figure this out. Looks like there's a battery meter here. So just says Nintendo on the back. And I love the fact that it's USB Type-C. Looks like we have a sync button here. However, I have read through just about every media outlet that as it stands right now, the only USB Type-C controller or connectors that work with any of the Nintendo peripherals are the ones that come with the Switch. If you try to use a third party or any type of high-end USB Type-C cable that you have currently, you will be out of luck. So there you go, Pro Controller. And now it's time for the Switch itself. So packaging is far smaller than I expected. I understand the size of the unit. We've played this out numerous times. We've actually cut out cardboard dummies of this, trying to figure out what the size was going to be like and everything else once we got the dimensions. I just didn't anticipate the box for it being so tiny. So it's a good looking box, very, very typical of Nintendo looks-wise. So let's take a gander. No seal at all on it, interesting. And instructions, plug it in, set it up. Pretty simplistic. So there she is, the Nintendo Switch. Let me see if I can do this without breaking it. I don't know if this whole section comes out. Yes, it does. Perfect. Okay. So let's take a look real quick before we get to the pièce de la résistance. We've got Nintendo manual, my receipt from Best Buy that I wedged in the side there. HDMI cable, power block, big chunky block, take up much space. Must have good wall space or a power strip that has plenty of space on the side. This is the odd, I forget the name of this. I find it weird regardless. This is a mount for the Joy-Cons. It's just odd. We'll get into that a bit after I get a chance to play with it. These are the Joy-Con. There's supposed to be two. There's one. There's two. These are the shoulder buttons for the Joy-Cons. So that'll be something we take a look at in a minute once I get the packaging out of the way. And the dock. Or I should say, the play it on the TV box. So this is the docking station. Big, huge, gigantic Nintendo Switch logo there. Definitely won't let you forget where that's coming from. Nothing subtle about that. I kind of like subtle logos, little, emblems, but... So I've been waiting to touch this. Ooh. So that is cool. It's heavier than I expected. It's got a really quality feel to it, like more so than any tablet. And I've had iPads, I've had the Shield, obviously numerous Samsung Galaxy tabs. I mean, it's got some heft to it, and it's not heavy. It just feels solid, really premium, far more so than the incredibly tchotchke, I don't know what the word I want to use is. It just insert any random word that means super, super cheap, Wii U. So it's got a very nice feel. Real quick, I'll pull these out. So these are the tiny, tiny Joy-Cons. Any of you who follow us know that I've bitched about these before getting my hands on them, about the incredible, and everything I feared is there. Super tiny stick, itty bitty tiny buttons. I see me using this in this configuration maybe once or twice in the entire time I own the system. The feel, though, of the actual Joy-Cons is nice as far as, like, the finish. That's nice. So this is what Nintendo's tried to make famous and everyone has talked about, the click. It is a nice, satisfying click that you get. And that's it. That's the Nintendo Switch. So just to take a look here, on the bottom we have USB Type-C port, Nintendo propriety, I don't know. The kickstand that everyone has said feels very flimsy, and does. And yes, it does come off just as easy as everyone says it does. And it pops back in with a little bit of work. But it does pop off much easier than one would expect. There is a power button, volume plus or minus here, and of course your game card slot for your games. A vent here for the heatsink, speakers on the back. So, I got fingerprints on the screen, you guys will have to forgive me. I should have wiped it off first. So, let's see a little bit here menu system wise. I'll do English, all of the Americas, except I do like the sound effects. One second while I put my I've discovered something. I do not like the odd directional button. I like a pad. It feels weird. I'm sure that ooh, I do like that. Maybe it'll grow on me in time. Okay. Connecting to the internet. There we go. All right, so I don't like this. I prefer a D-pad. I wasn't sure. The idea, obviously, is because these are supposed to be buttons when these are used independently as controllers. I like having a D-pad and the analog both. Maybe I'll be trained by Nintendo to like that. I don't know. We'll see. Nintendo's good at convincing you that they're the Apple of the video game industry, that's the way it's supposed to be, and you're gonna like it. So, why not? Detached Joy-Con controllers. Okay, so hold and release the button on the back. Oh, ooh, fancy. Ooh, wow. Okay. There's something I probably won't be able to describe, and that's the HD Rumble technology that Nintendo's bragged about and all the reviewers have said is pretty revolutionary. there's a vibration when you take them off, and I really can't describe it. It's very cool. It's directional. It's not something I can really describe. I only felt it in a particular finger when I took it off. That's instead of the whole thing. That's freaking cool. Okay, so it says use the left stick to select next. Ooh, and press A. On the so I have to set this down. Let's use our kickstand for the first time. Use the left stick to select and then press A. You'll need your dock, power adapter, and HDMI cable. So, it wants me to hook up the hardware. So let's do that. I'll do this as quickly as possible. We may edit this fast forward so you don't have to watch me awkwardly stumble around with hardware. HDMI. It's upside down. Never understood what went into each manufacturer's decision for how they face the actual HDMI cord, up or down. It infuriates me when TV manufacturers switch it around from what I'm used to. So you're constantly having to change. USB Type-C. So you've got power adapter, USB Type-C base power adapter, the HDMI, and there is a USB port. Not entirely sure yet what that's for. There you go. That's it. That's all there is to it. Interesting. So let's hook this puppy up. Remove the Xbox One controller. And actually, just because I wasn't ready to tear apart everything that's been hooked up already, and this doesn't play in 4K anyway, I already have an HDMI cable hooked up, so we're going to use the one that I have hooked up to my receiver already, since I'm not worried about 4K 60 Hertz. Ta-da! So now we have a dock. Sorry. We'll have to edit me out. Okay, so it says grab the Joy-Cons. That's going to take some getting used to, switching them back around. So I did that. We will switch said receiver. And it says connecting to TV. Close this and snap it in. Oh, surprisingly easy. Ta-da! We now have big screen image. Success. Okay, so of course, duh, and/or hello. I'm definitely going to probably enjoy the Pro Controller more. We will skip parental controls for now. Press the home button to open the home menu. Okay, so as it stands right now, guys, I will just say this. Don't like these at all as a control interface. At all. I can't see myself getting used to doing this to navigate. I'm sure for party games, certain things like the terrible 1-2-3 switch or 1-2 switch game, or certain types of multiplayer games where you can take this elsewhere and use the two, or use them for motion controlled actions. I'm sure they're fantastic, and I'm sure there's going to be tons of games that make really good use of them. I'm saying right now, for my play style and my ability to navigate, do not like them for just getting around system settings. I'm definitely going to prefer using the Pro Controller. So why don't we sync that up real quick? We're going to set the Joy-Cons down, and I'll grab the Pro Controller. All right, guys, Pro Controller. And I think I just figured out what the USB port's for. It is so you can initially sync your Pro Controller to the system. Well, it may not be the only use for it, but I'm sure that is one of the primary intended. So, USB cable. Pro Controller paired. I should be able to take it off, and there we go. It's got a nice feel to it. I'm going to take that USB cable out. Very simple process. Thank you, Nintendo. It's very Apple-like of you to make that process so simple. So, here's the menu system, real quick. Nintendo eShop, the album. So I'll just go through this really quick. Nintendo talked about this at the press conference. News is going to be notifications about new products and applications, updates, things like that. This is the eShop. This is the functionality Nintendo has given virtually no information about, other than the fact that it will exist. We don't know when it's going to. And then the album. So let's take a look here. So album for pictures, screenshots, things like that. Controller setup, system settings, and then sleep mode. So I fully intend to make good use of the eShop. I live in the digital world. I do a lot of my games via digital download. Certain times I like a physical copy, and we're going to get into a physical copy right now. But one of my biggest downsides to the Switch is the abysmal 32 gigs of internal storage. Fortunately, I do have a couple 256 gig micro SD cards, so I'll be able to expand the storage of it so that I can actually download my digital titles. So, real quick, before we get to any of the additional features, we'll go in depth in another video on the menu system. Let's take a look at the reason I bought the Switch in the first place. Alright guys, anyone who knows me knows I am a super big Zelda nut. I live and breathe Zelda, so this I am super excited about. This is the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Special Edition. The package is gorgeous. I really can't describe how nice this is. The feel, the texture. It's stupid that I'm loving on a box right now, but this holds a very valued treasure for me. So I'm super excited to get into this. So we're going to use the handy dandy Frick Freaks box opening apparatus, aka the knife, and dig in. Okay, so first and foremost, that's interesting, the way they did that. There's two sections, and if you take them out in the wrong order, stuff falls out. Alright, so there's two pieces to this. We've got the Zelda Special Edition carrying case for the Switch, the copy of Zelda, the soundtrack, and the fabric map, and a Zelda token. This is a Sheik coin. And oh, that's super cool that it comes actually protected in something. So, very nice touch, Nintendo. Apparently, it looks like there's a seal on here that you can break and take the coin out if you want. But I'm assuming that it's going to be worth a heck of a lot more money if it stays in that in the future. I'll put that so you can see it. This is super cool. Nice finish, and it's in a protective case. You don't get that from many special editions. Usually it's just a generic coin with already has some tarnish on it. So I'm going to pop these out so there's room for everything. So excited. Okay, so Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Nice, very subtle soundtrack. And this is supposed to be, when it said there was a fabric map, I was skeptical. Son of a gun, it is. Oh, that's cool. The feel is nice. The World of Hyrule map. It's like they made the map, they wrote everything on it in pen, and then it looks like they sprayed water on it. So it's got a very, it looks weathered. Like this has been in Link's satchel as he travels around Hyrule. Very cool looking. So it gives you a general view of the actual areas of the region of Hyrule itself without actually giving too much detail. So very cool. I'm probably going to frame this. So that's cool. Very nice touch. Then this I'm very excited about because the Switch is intended to be taken places. And who wants to take a piece of hardware like that and not protect it? And the Switch doesn't come with a carrying case at all. So this is nice. It's rubberized. It's very, very, very sturdy. It's got a nice feel to it. And I'm assuming, I don't know if you can see the Sheik logo, Eye of the Sheik, I should say, on the pull tab. And then, oh sweet, there's spots for games, because eventually one day Nintendo will have more than one game available for the Switch, just not today. So there's Zelda and 1-2 Switch in most stores, and some other titles that are available for launch that you can get online. Earbuds and accessories, Nintendo says, go here, and of course your Switch right under here. This got a nice little Velcro section to hold it in place, and then a very nice finish back here to protect the screen. So very nice. I do like. So I like the idea that there's something solid and sturdy to fit the Switch in. A little odd to me that it's this long when the Switch is only this long. Very interesting. I'm going to grab it really quick just for size comparison. It comes out super easy from the dock. Okay, so for size comparison, yeah, the Switch literally comes to there. So it's, in my mind, excessively big for the design, which means, to me, my way of thinking, I'm going to turn it off, or put it to sleep, that once I put this in here, yeah, which is going to, I know this is going to seem minute, and there's going to be people who look at this and go, oh, come on, dude, you're nitpicking. But I'm really not. The back of this is stitching. Enough of this, that's going to start to wear patterns on the screen. That's just all there is to it. So I don't like that. And I understand that they were trying to give you space for more games, and then obviously the accessories. But the controllers are they're this big, they're tiny. So I'm not sure why it needed to be this huge when it could have been this big and hold it nice and more padded.
If you have the Joy-Cons on the side as you put it in.
Oh, genius. You are right, sir. Let's do that. See, my dislike for using the Joy-Cons independently for Zelda. Let's put these puppies on there. It does have a very nice click, and it's very satisfying to feel. What do you know? It's perfect. Hey, Sean, don't be a dumbass. There you go. So Switch with Joy-Cons. There you go. One thing I will note here, for those of you old enough to remember it, or those who are video game nuts, this very much reminds me of the Atari Lynx. It really does. The screen was far smaller in the center, but the coloring of the Joy-Cons and the screen and the position very, very much reminds me of the Atari Lynx. I'm going to have to pull some screenshots of, or I should say some pictures of the Lynx to throw up on the video when I talk about that so you guys can see the comparison. But yeah, it reminds me of that. So that's it, guys. The Nintendo Switch with Joy-Cons and the Legend of Zelda Special Edition and Pro Controller. I cannot wait to get into Zelda. I'll tell you guys all about it. I found out that I can't show you any of it because Nintendo's kind of not big on that, aka Nintendo will give you a strike against your channel. So I'm going to talk about Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and let you guys know what my experience is and see if there's any way to get around that, showing any gameplay at all. But yeah, there it is, guys. Make sure you check us out on social media. Check out our website at geekpoint0.com, geekpoint0.com. You can also check us out on all the social medias, /geekpoint0, geekpoint0. And yeah, we post regular updates in tech and video games and pop culture and just everything that catches our fancy. But a very heavy focus on gaming and tech. And a very special thank you to Andrew from Flick Freaks for helping me get the video done because I didn't have enough hands to do it all at once. Please, guys, check out Andrew's amazing channel on YouTube. Flick Freaks is absolutely phenomenal. Tell them a little bit about what you do, Andrew.
Head over to Flick Freaks on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, every single social media or gaming / YouTube platform. All of those at /FlickFreaks. We do reaction videos, let's plays, film reviews. I also do with Sif Pop. We just recorded with CinemaSins the review for Logan. Lots of great stuff. Very proud of it. Hopefully we see you there.
All right, guys. Till next time. Peace.